Friends, there is an upper Bollinger Band, there's a lower Bollinger Band, and there's a mid Bollinger Band. The three wavy lines which you're seeing apart from the candlesticks on top. Now, Bollinger Band basically works like a boundary wall within which the price or the candlesticks will always try and come in between this range. Very rarely will you find the candlestick going above the Bollinger Band or below the Bollinger Band. And if it does go, the next day or the day after that, it will definitely be pushed in within the Bollinger Band. That's the first rule. Second rule, if the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, it gives you an indication that there is a chance that the product or the script is highly oversold at that point of time. So there is buying expected to happen, and if buying comes in, the price will move up. When the price crosses from the lower Bollinger Band, it crosses the mid Bollinger Band and goes up. The mid Bollinger Band is normally your exponential moving average of 20 days. That is the mid Bollinger Band price of the last 20 days exponentially. So if it crosses from below and goes up, that means there is strength in your price. It will shoot up and touch the upper Bollinger Band. It happens quite frequently that the mid Bollinger Band becomes a resistance when the price is falling down. Now, if it crosses from top down, it will always touch the lower Bollinger Band. And like what Kamal was just showing on the green candle on December the 13th and 12th, it touched the lower Bollinger Band and it moved up. So the resistance was found over there, the 12th, where you were just showing earlier, the green Bollinger, this one, yeah. It touched the Bollinger Band and it moved up the next day. So it got a very strong support because a 20-day EMA is a very strong support for a stock. Now that is about basic Bollinger Band, right? Now to this Bollinger Band, what I normally do is I keep adding three indicators to it. I add Williams R, I add CCI, and I add the third indicator, which is RSI. Now RSI is a common indicator. Now, why do I add Williams R and CCI? Because both of them are forward indicators. Kamal, if you want, you can take this chart on Yahoo and there you can add all these screeners, or else you give me the sharing, I will share it across and show it to you. Now, what I normally do is I look at the chart. Now I have added two more lines into this. This is one, which is a 50-day moving average exponential, and this is the second one, which is the 100-day moving average exponential. I've added these two further in my, whenever I'm making a study, I always add these two also, right? Now, why I add these two, I'll let you know immediately, but first understand my Bollinger Band movement position. Now, currently Shopify is at this level. The close is 1643.85, right? Which has been shown over here. This is the indicator, right? Now, sorry. The price is almost at the top Bollinger Band, upper Bollinger Band. Now look at the RSI value, which is over here on these parameters. RSI, CCI and Williams R. Now RSI, when I touch it over here, RSI is at 63.78. CCI at 216, which is the second indicator, and the bottom indicator is Williams R, which is at minus 4.8. Now Williams R and CCI are forward indicators. They will inform you ahead that there is a correction due to happen or a reversal in pattern due to happen. Now Williams R moves from minus 100 to 0. When it comes to 0, it means it's in overbought position. That means it will correct and go down. When it comes to minus 99, minus 95, it means it's in oversold position. People will now start buying it and it will again start moving up. Similarly, the second indicator CCI works from minus 200 or minus 275 to plus 200 plus 275. Now here I look at it this way, that whenever the figure is positive 150 and above, it is time for it to come down in conjunction with the other indicator. So minus 200 or minus 150, I will be looking to buy a CCI at minus something. Now look at RSI. RSI is currently at 63.78, which is again overbought position. It is nearing the overbought position, which is 70. So anything above 65, it's time to move out of that stock. Now look at it in conjunction with the Bollinger Band. Your RSI is almost at the overbought position. So there is a correction expected. Your CCI is at 216 plus, correction expected. Williams are at minus 4.8, a correction expected. Three indicators, two of which are forward, is telling me a correction is expected. What is the Bollinger telling me? You are at the upper Bollinger Band. A correction is expected. Now look at where Shopify is currently. It's at 1643, right? Now the high which happened recently was over here. On 22nd of December, it touched 1649. 1658. So 1658 and 1643 is just $15 away. So if this stock does move up, I can expect it to go up only by another $10 to $15 on upper limit, and then it will fall down definitely. Now, when this had fallen down last time, I was wanting to buy it at 1375. It did not touch 1375. 1376, 1368, it was, sorry, 1368 over here, but no, not January, sorry. Over here it was. In January 27th. It touched 1385, whereas I think Kamal and me both were waiting for it to be bought at 1370, 1375. Kamal was at 1370. I had kept my buy order at 1375. It did not touch 1375. 1385, it reversed. Next day, again 1398, it went up. Next day, 1385, 1384, 93, it went up. Both Kamal and me missed out our opportunity of buying at 1375, 1370 over here.
Right.
Right, Kamal?
Yes,
sure?
yes, sir.
Somebody wants a question on us.
Yes. So how did you decide that 1375 is the price that you want to buy?
All right. Now, how did I find out 1370? Because of this candle. 1368 was a low. It reversed from this candle at 1368. Now I'm looking at the chart here, right? 1368 was reversing from here. So that is the reason why normally I would go $1 or $2 more to make certain that my order gets filled in, which I failed over here. I don't mind admitting I failed over here. So I picked it up on this basis, 1370. Now, when I'm taking an entry, I also look at a weekly chart. Now this is a weekly chart, right? Look at this support over here.
Yeah, 1349.
1300 is the low. 1299 is the low. This is the weekly chart here. 1384 low. Now 1384 is maintaining above the 20-day EMA, the mid Bollinger Band. Now when I'm trading, or if somebody really wants to trade for long term, you want to see your stocks and figures, you're very busy in your career, you can only see it at the end of the day or once a week. If I'm seeing it once a week, what will I do? I am seeing a weekly chart on a once a week basis, right? Every Saturday. If I see a weekly chart on Saturday, I see the Bollinger Band has been crossed. Look at this. It came down here. It did not touch the lower Bollinger Band and it moved up. It crossed, but the body still remained within the mid Bollinger Band. Next week again, within the mid Bollinger Band. Third week, within the mid Bollinger Band. Fourth week onwards, he is shooting out. Now that was on December the 4th, 2020. It shoots out. What is the high? 831. Now even if I buy at 832, even if I buy at 832 on 14th or 15th of December, I buy it in this week, 832, all right? How have I moved? Did it ever come down below the mid Bollinger Band? It came and touched over here. This was on April the 12th, April 12th. And this it touched over here was on September the 6th of September. Am I right or is it June?
No,
6th
you're
of June.
September, sir. That's right. Yeah.
6th of
September.
6th of June.
6th of
So-
6th of September. You're right, sir.
In September, actually.
6th September, right? So that means over a period of 9 months, it moved from 832 to a price of 1207. Anybody wants to take a calculate the difference?
50%, sir. 50%.
About 400, about 50%.
Yeah.
In 50% by doing nothing, but just entering in on Monday, after spending 5 minutes in finding the stock, entering on Monday and doing only weekly checks. So I could have
That's
it on at 50% profit in 9 months time. That's the power of Bollinger Band. Now compare this and check this out on the 3 indicators that we are using. What is the Williams are showing you? -3, right? Why? Because it has suddenly shot out. Now, what are the previous indicator was showing you? -57, 6.6 and RSI 54, and it shoots out. So if you look at it from the indicator point of view, the indicator would have told you to enter the stock somewhere around this level. When Williams was -82, CCI -50, RSI at 45, the next candle, they both have curved up. So if you look at this candle, the indicator tells me in advance, almost 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in advance that I'm going to fire up. I'm going to spike up. I'm watching a weekly chart. 4 weeks ahead, the indicators had warned me that get ready, I'm going to spike up. I've fallen below the mid Bollinger Band. I'm going to spike up, right?
Vivek,
What
one question at this data point. If you look at the entry point, you're saying on 15th March we should have entered, but it is already below the mid Bollinger Band on
I
that
agree.
day.
I agree to that. The reason I'm saying is I'm giving you the importance of the 2 indicators, which are forward indicators. They are informing you well in advance that I'm going to spike up. So 15th March, he tells you that you get ready, I'm going to spike up. Now I'll explain to you why am I talking about my other 2 EMA lines. The light blue EMA line is EMA 50. This EMA is EMA 100. Now it crossed EMA 50 at 20, it came down, it touched EMA 50. Look at my indicators telling me below, time to buy. EMA 50 is a stronger support level. Time to buy. Now, if I buy at 531, which is the high, the next week 531 was achieved. All right. So next week it gave you low of 488. So at 532, if I bought, which is 3 weeks prior to my 4 weeks prior, at 532, I buy in March, and I exited at 1207.
That's 140% return.
140% return. But I'm doing a weekly chart. Now, if I convert this to a day chart, where were we? We were on March,
15th March.
15th March. As well as we were in July, right?
The other one is September 6th. If I'm not
September.
wrong.
Yeah, September.
September was when we were exiting. The earlier entry,
April. It was April.
Yeah. April
April.
15th or
Okay.
something. Yeah.
Here you go. April 8th, April 9th, 504. We were at 700 something, right? 732, April 12th, April 15th. April 14th was 690. April 13th was 620. April 9th, April 13th, 620.
Yeah, April 13.
Now on a day chart also, if I'm looking at it, where do I enter my mid Bollinger from? At 620 my entry point, I still come in over here only first time on May 27th. So my entry was on 4th of April. My exit was on 27th of May at 1032 on a day chart. Entry level at 615, exit level at 1032. Almost 70% return. 70% return. Within a just matter of almost 50 days. This is 27th of May and this is 4th of April. This is day chart. This is the power of Bollinger Band and exactly where we were on. Again, if you look at it, my indicators had given me the warning to go buying on 2nd of April. Minus 75, minus 78, 39, 40. Closer to lower Bollinger Band. That I am going to change up. And exactly the next day, both CCI and Williams R have curved upwards. All right. Now this is
Vivek, sir, quick question. Sorry.
sure.
The CCI indicator, you mentioned minus 60 is like overbought or oversold. Like, what's the number?
It's an oversold position. People will tend to buy it now. That
Okay.
is why.
Okay, and when it's minus 200 to between minus 150, it's overbought.
That is also
Oversold.
oversold to buy. That's
Oversold.
all oversold. Anything minus is oversold.
Oh, okay, got it. Thanks.
CCI, anything minus is oversold. Zero is neutral value.
Okay, thank you.
Sometime it will go up to minus 200. Sometime it will go up to even minus 100 also it will reverse. Even like in this case, it reversed at minus 80. Minus 75, minus 80. If you look what happened over here, it reversed at minus 200.
Right.
Right? And then it went up over here. It came to plus 73 and it reversed from 73 onwards. Started dipping. Right?
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Mr. Bhatia, Vineet here.
Yeah. Yeah, Vineet, tell me.
Mr. Bhatia, how do you determine that you have to keep this script for a longer term? Because the market will definitely will be showing us that I'm going downward and sometimes
Yeah.
it will be moving upward. How do you determine that? Of course, the market is so volatile, right? How do you determine that you have?
I normally check it on a weekly intervals. I have seen the day chart, I've seen the weekly chart. weekly chart will tell me it will now move up. Because weekly time frames means my targets will be achieved in months. It will not be done within 1 week. My targets will be achieved within about 5-6 weeks. 5-6 weeks is about 1.5 to 2 months. 6 weeks is 1.5 months. That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened over here. That's exactly what happened over here.
Mm-hmm.
5th of April and 6th of September. That was a 6-month duration, but then my profit margins are equally big.
So my question is like, suppose I bought in April and there like it shoot up in May. I should have like sold it at that time. Like
You should have.
what was the factor which told me that no, please hold it, because right now it's like touching around like 13 or 1400. So which is again a bigger margin. So
Alright.
how would I decide that, hey, this is the May is not the right time to sell it, but
Alright.
just keep it for a longer term?
For that, I will change my candlesticks from candlesticks to Renko. From candlesticks to Renko. All right. Now, how do I do that? Let me show that to you on this, on a chart, on a trading view platform. I'm purposely playing on the same script. Now, this is a day chart I'm watching.
Yeah.
I convert this to a weekly chart. Now, let me first show you on a day chart over here. Now, since I cannot add more indicators, I only added Williams R and RSI. No volume, no double EMA. Where were we? We were talking about September. Crossed over here. 3rd September we crossed over. 36 is what he talks of. Where was our entry?
Vivek sir, shall we take the example of April 4th entry itself? Then it would
All
be
right. April 4th entry. All right. April 4th entry is fine. Right? Now, April 4th entry over here, I'm crossing over from lower Bollinger Band. I'm crossing the mid Bollinger Band and going up. Do you see this?
Yeah.
Now, 1, 2, and 3. 3 days consecutively, I'm at the mid Bollinger Band level. So on 9th of April, I have entered the stock. If I entered the stock over there, but if I used my indicators told me to enter the stock over here. When RS minus 75, CCI at minus 87, I should enter the stock over here, which is 2nd April or 3rd April. Because both RSI and CCI have curved up. And from the red candle, I've come into a green candle.
Yeah.
Now, my indicators on April the 2nd tells me forward indicators that get ready to buy me. April the 3rd, both the indicators have curved upwards. That means it's now, and the candle has become green. That means it's now showing strength. There are chances, high probability it will shoot up now. Now, here, normally we use candlesticks. What I do is, I use Heikin Ashi. Now, Heikin Ashi candlesticks are slightly different and much more better. Why? I'll tell you. We were on April
4th.
3rd, 2nd and 3rd April, right? 3rd is a green candle. If I remember very distinctly, here 6th April is Heikin Ashi is giving me green candle. Now, Heikin Ashi tells me if the color of the candle changes from red to green, there is strength which has come into buying. Now, my indicators told me on the 2nd that get ready to buy. We are almost at the tip down. 3rd, they curved up. Candle is still red. I'm still not entering. 6th, my candle becomes green and it is closer to mid Bollinger Band. Now, Heikin Ashi, and I'm using a day chart. 2 days prior, my indicators told me buy. I did not buy. I was lazy. I was scared. I was not sure. Candle turned green. I enter this and the height. Now here, if you look over here, it gives you the open, high, low, close. Over here, the high is 555, 554.99, 555. All right. Next day, 555 could have been easily been obtained to enter. I could have entered even lower at 524, but I entered at 555 only, or 556, whatever I decide. Now here I enter, I start moving up. Now that was what date? That was 7th of April. 555 on 7th of April. The first time I get this green, red, red, red. Now I can actually exit over here also, which would be at the height of about low of 853. I had entered at the height of 555. I can exit at a figure of 853. The low was 853 next day, first red day. High was 894, 898. The next day was achieved. I have still not exited. But it is gone above my previous day's high. Next day, 897, still close by. This day, 882. The low of this day was 853. 841 over here. So possibly at 850, even if I've exited over here, at 850, I had entered at 555. At 850, I've exited 300 points. On 1st of May, I exited. I entered on 9th of April, on 7th of April. So in less than 30 days, I walk away with a $300 profit in less than a month on a $550 investment. That's a 60% return. And I'm only watching day chart. But the Heikin Ashi tells me it's green. Right? So even if I have made my money and I've exited over here, what is my CCI telling me? Now look at this CCI and Williams R. Williams R is -9 in the last green candle. CCI was 112. Now -9, my indicators tell me, boss, get ready. I'm expecting a correction. And the 4 days of correction happened. But my CCI and my Williams R is not really falling much. It's remaining the same. But I have exited at 840 or 850. Next day, again green candle. Now here I'm adding Heikin Ashi to further add to my portfolio. What is the high and what is the low? High is 928, low is 870. The next day, low is 886, high is 988. I buy at 956, the closing price. 956 on 5th of May, I continue. Now I can either keep a stop of 956 or wherever I want, or this day, again my Williams R and CCI is giving me the same indication, get out. Next day is red candle. Either I get out here or I get out here. Option is whatever I decide. Now if I got out here at 947, I had entered here at 950. I'm just exiting at price. So either I'm exiting at price or I'm exiting. If I'm a trader, I would have trailed my stop loss on this parameter to the low of this day, which would have been 1083. So 1083 were touched over here, I would have been out at 1083. On 27th of May, I would have been out. Entry was done on 5th of May at 950. 1083 gives me another about 130 points, less than a month. I'm out. Now, if somebody, Vineet had asked me, if I'm a long-term trader, a long-term investor, what would I do? Right, Vineet? I would
Yeah,
shift.
Mr. Bhatia. Sorry, I was on mute.
No, I would shift my candles from Renko to Heikin Ashi to Renko. Clear? Now I am shifting into Renko. Now Renko is a different pattern altogether. Renko always moves in blocks. They always move in blocks. The block is the size of the ATR, the average range of your price for that stock. Minute you have a green, it will go up, it's climbing, right? If it starts falling, if it falls below your 1 ATR, it will show you a red candle. So minute I see a red candle after a prolonged green one, it's time for me to get out. All right. Now do you realize this, that if we had entered on 16th of March 2020, the price was in the range of about high is 535. So I entered in the green candle, height of the green candle, maximum high is 602 over here on 24th of March. 24th March, just when India was getting locked down for COVID, or most of the world was getting locked down for COVID. High of 602. It went up. The first red candle was on June 2020, March to June. And the low of that day, of that candle is 1004. So
About $400, bro.
$400 in what date? March to June.
3 months.
Within 3 months, $400 on an investment of
$600.
$600. So you are getting how much? 4 by 6 is 75% returns. Now that is what you would do if you are a long-term player. You would only get out once you see a Renko, a great red Renko. Any questions on this now? Now, assumingly, if I am not doing Shopify, let's say your index, if I'm doing index trading, if I'm doing index on TSX,
Sure.
23rd of March, red Renko, 24th of March, green Renko, the high is 11,634. I enter at high, which is also the close. So I entered at the last minute on 24th of March at 11,634. Right? I go all the way up to here, which is 26th of March. I entered on 24th of March, 26th of March, 2 days. 27th of March, I see a red candle. I am out at the lowest point, which is 12,950. I had entered at what price? 11,635. I am exiting at 12,950. Anybody wants to calculate?
About 10%.
How much?
10%.
10% in how many days?
2 days.
Exactly. 24th, 25th, and 27th, I'm out. 3 days.
Vivek, this concept is clear. The Ranko one, which you mentioned, that when there is a red Ranko that you see, that is the first sign of indication that you have to exit.
Yes.
And when it reverses and becomes a green, it's the sign of entry. Now, if we look at today, let's say the last closing date, that is yesterday. Now we see that there is a green Ranko, right?
Yes.
Does it by any chance mean that I have to wait until the red Ranko and then enter, or should I enter now And then
No, why should you enter now? You should have entered about 2 days earlier. You should have entered on 2nd of Feb.
correct. No, now that I got to know this information today, yeah.
Ah,
If I have to take a call on this going forward,
ah.
do I need to now wait for the red Ranko to appear and then make my entry?
Yes.
Okay.
Then you need to wait for your red Ranko, let it correct down, and when the first time you get a green, you enter then.
Okay.
Right? Now, why am I saying this for TSX now? Because you are at the upper Bollinger Band. Over here, we were at the lower Bollinger Band.
Yeah, I see
Over
the
here,
difference.
we were at the lower Bollinger Band. Here, we are at the upper Bollinger Band. So, I don't want to enter in over here. I could have entered over here on 5th of November.
Yeah.
High of 16,137, 16,138 on 5th November. Exited on 27th Jan. So 3 months at 17,795 or 18 with low is 17,640. 17,640 minus 16,138.
About 7% return.
17. Yeah. 7% return.
Yeah.
For doing nothing. But just sitting on my backside and watching this on a weekly basis or watching it on a daily basis. I could always sit down and this would take me only about 2 minutes to understand whether I should just stay put or I've seen the red candle today. I'll place a sell order tomorrow immediately and get out. But here, now why am I saying not to enter? Because it's in the upper Bollinger Band. And if you change this to, wait 1 second. If I change this to candlesticks, you will realize the difference immediately. There is a correction due. Now you look at the CCI and Williams R. The correction is due. But because the last 1, 2, 3 candles are all slight gap ups, I'm not expecting a correction tomorrow on Monday immediately. But yes, I'll be careful. A correction can happen. Right? Now, let me go back to Renko again and show the effect on a weekly basis. Same TSX on a weekly basis. Clear? Now look at the picture. 16 March, red Renko. 6th April, the high is 1385, 13,085. Entry at 13,100. Where are you today? Even with the red candle, if you want to exit, you would only have exited the next week. But next week, the candle is open green. So you would stop your exit. So if I've entered at 13,100 today, and this was on April 1st week. Today I'm at 17,000 or 18,000, wherever I am, 18,000. And I'm still not exited out. So that is the power of Renko. Clubbing that with Bollinger Bands. Any questions, guys?
Vivek, sir, does this theory apply for penny stock also, like same thing?
It applies for everything, but penny stocks normally be very volatile because they are controlled and managed. Penny stocks are normally managed. So you would normally use Renko and all these indicators very strongly on an established company which has got a large amount of liquidity.
Correct.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Risky.
Penny stocks are risky, whereas this would be like, if I'm looking at a weekly chart, I can't look at a weekly chart and wait for a penny stock because that could crash anytime in a matter of even hours across.
True.
Yeah.
With penny stock, you have to be much more alert. But this is only last 1 year, April to Feb. You look at TSX in February 20, when pandemic was just announced by who? WHO, and the way it crashed down. 24th February up to 16th of March. Just a matter of about 3 weeks or 4 weeks, 3 weeks. It crashed from a figure of 17,850 to a level of 12,000, 12,200. So if you were playing on options and you're playing on futures, you were sold on seeing this red Renko for a good kill. You already sold monthly futures of your index on 24th of February. Had you sold March and index, you would have made a good killing of almost about how much? 16,000. The low is 16,600, 16,700, 16,700 and 12,200.
Yeah.
4,500 points.
Right.
In less than 3 weeks. $4,500 points. Now I don't know what is the size of your option of a future lot of the index, but this is where they would help you. A lot of option players, if you ask me, they would look at Renko in such a way and then take the position accordingly. They would take option. If they know the Renko has turned red, they would buy a put and let it come down. Carry the put for a let's say 3-week put or a 6-week put and wait for it to come down, and then minute it turns green, they would exit the puts out. Because call and put options also have time decay getting involved into it. So I've used Bollinger Bands, I've used RSI, CCI, I've used mid Bollinger Bands, I've used double EMAs, I've used a candle chart. Any questions, guys, before we can proceed towards?
Vivek, hi, this is
Stocks.
Lovely here. If I'm not asking for more, what you just explained us is very good. But if you can just put some stock randomly, and we want to, and at least I want to understand my thought process whether I'm approaching it correctly. So I'm
All
not
right.
sure.
Since you have asked this question, you choose the stock of your choice.
Okay, I'd like to look at NIO.
Preferably over here, you look at a stock which is traded for a long time.
Okay, then we look at Apple. Apple is also
One
fine.
second. I'll give you NIO also. NIO, because we are doing weekly. One second, I'll take it to daily chart. It's a recent entry. Now, look at NIO. There was a green Renko here. It's turning to be red.
Yeah.
Because it's a recent chart, it's not giving me Bollinger Bands. So let's take Apple.
Yeah.
APPL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AAPL. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one.
What do you want to see in this now?
Yeah, first of all, I'll just start with the candle.
You want to see the
chart.
candle chart? All right.
Yeah.
Candle chart. Candles.
Yeah, I look for it's near the mid Bollinger range now, and I'll see the indicator CCI, Williamson, and
All right. Now
Oh.
it had come down.
mhm.
Mid Bollinger range band held its strength. It moved up.
Yeah.
Immediately, if you look at the last 1 week, mid Bollinger was giving it a very strong support, and the mid Bollinger is at about 134.
Right.
Right now,
Yeah.
what is CCI? The last candle CCI is at over here.
Yeah, it's at 39.
39
Yeah,
plus 39.
correct.
These are at minus 45. Right?
Yeah.
Now look at this candle, this portion of the candle. Look at this portion of the candle. They have,
Mhm.
they have curved down. They are curving down. Specifically, Williams R and CCI, the last two candles over here
Right.
are curved down. So there is a high probability it may correct.
Mhm.
Now, because why it will correct? the dividend has already been announced.
So people might exit because there
They
is
might,
a,
now the dividend has been announced, and they may think of exiting out.
okay.
But now if I have to exit out, my first entry level will be somewhere over here, because these candles, 1, 2, 3, 4
Mhm.
were almost at the same levels. Now the low of this candle is 126,
126.
126.
Yeah.
Low of this candle is 126.
Mhm.
Low of this candle is 127.
Yeah.
This candle is 126.94. So
Hmm.
127 is a very strong place where people, when it falls down, people will buy you and take it up.
Okay.
First buying would be at 127,
Hmm.
which is the first weak buying. I am not going to go all in. It's a weak buying. Why? My past history tells me that it was not the resistance earlier. That means it did not shoot and break out at 127 earlier for quite some time.
Hmm.
So not look at 127 as a very strong resistance, but as a weak support. It could crash down.
Okay.
It could crash down. But if you look at it, something like over here, 120 would be a very strong buy.
That's
I-
because since December it never touched or breached 120.
Yes, because it touched 120 over here.
Yeah.
And this was the zone where 120 was the
The
upper,
resistance.
it was falling below 120
Hmm.
in this zone. Right? In November, it was falling 120, touching and falling down.
Hmm.
That the resistance it was facing over there. That got broken over here.
Hmm.
Now, when resistance gets broken, the resistance level becomes the support for the future.
Okay. Mhm.
So when this resistance of 120 was broken on 1st December, again 120 was very rarely touched. 120, 155 here at this level, and it bounced back.
Right.
So 20 would be a very strong support for me, buying from me.
Okay.
7 minor support, 120 a strong support. For a target of this target.
Yeah. Even when it touched recently 141, it is almost at the upper Bollinger Band, as we could see on.
Exactly.
So that's the
Yeah.
strong sell signal high at
Yeah.
that place.
Exactly. Now, where did RSI give you the indication to sell? RSI told you over
Yeah.
here,
Yes.
minus
It's
5.9
yeah.
and plus 193 on CCI.
Correct.
22nd January, I told you, get ready, I'm going to fall down.
Hmm.
On 25th, 22nd, on 25th January, CCI went 226 because it was a gap up opening, but the candlestick is different. And Williams are at minus 11, and thereafter it starts falling. Now look at the gap up opening, the candle. I wish I could expand this. Can I zoom it in? You look at this candle.
Yeah, sir, if you roll your mouse upward, yeah.
Yeah. You look at this candle. Now, if Tahir would have been here, he would have said, Vivek, get out of the stock immediately. One candle talking to you. Second
Sir,
candle talking to you.
sir Vivek,
Third candle talking to you.
sir Tahir is here.
Tahir
I'm
is
here.
Tahir should be,
Yeah, I'm
should be
here, but I'm not
speaking.
seeing all this. I'm an active listener today. I'm listening to you, getting most of it. Yeah, but yeah, you're explaining it very well. Carry on.
Right? So these three candles will tell you, boss, what are you waiting for? Get out. And if you did not get out over here, he did not give you a chance to recover. Then he is down.
Yeah. There is enough indication actually for 3 trading days that
3
it's
trading
short.
days, he gives you enough time to get out, and higher chance than what the previous red candle was. Now, if I convert this from candles to Heikin Ashi, you will see a better figure. You remember the dates?
Yeah, the next three red candles. Yeah.
Yeah, over there.
Actually, yeah.
See that? And the red candle, the green candle is on 27 Jan. When did Williams tell you?
25th. Yeah.
Get out. CCI tells you 25th Jan, get out. 26 Jan, he says, get out, you don't. 27 Jan, again you don't because you're seeing a green candle. 28 Jan, he says, come. Now I'll teach you what getting out is all about. So an active trader would have used this information on this day, taken the low of this previous day as the stop loss. So his stop loss should have been 138.52. Whenever 138.52 it touched, it did not touch the next day. Right? So the next day I will keep the low of this as my stop loss, which is 140.41. At 140.41, I would have been out, which it did touch the next day. So at 140.41, if I'm watching it on a daily basis and keeping a trailing stop loss, I would have been out.
Okay.
After having been forewarned on 28th, I would have been out after having been forewarned by both Williams and CCI on 25th, 26th, and 27th.
Is it actually correct to say that whenever a stock hits the upper Bollinger Band, it will soon correct itself in the next few trading sessions?
It will correct itself in the next 20. There could be time that it could be continuing in the trend, upward trend. It would continue its upward trend. There is a high possibility. I don't know. I've not seen a lot of the Canadian stocks, but I could show it to you on the Indian stock market if required. But
Yeah,
that time happens.
Wait, just 1 second. I want to add something
Sure.
here before we move on to the other screen. So you're saying that we should exit on 28th of Jan or closing of 27th of Jan.
Yes,
That's what we're
because
talking
what
about?
happens on 28th or 27th Jan, from 25th, 26th, 27th, my indicators were giving me an overbought position.
Yep.
Right? So I'm
Right.
almost expecting a correction down. Plus, my
Exactly.
Bollinger Band is telling me you are at the upper Bollinger Band. Pricing has gone out and has come back. So you are expecting to have a correction down. So what do I do? I will use my low of that day as my stop loss.
Agreed.
If I'm an active trader, I can always put a stop loss in the system and say, fine, thank you very much. I am continuing my game, hoping this will be green. If this is green on Heikin Ashi or on candlestick also, it should not go below my previous day's low.
Got it. So,
So I'm
yeah,
keeping I'm actually stocking the price. I'm not putting stop loss. I'm not even trailing it. I'm actually stocking it.
Yeah, and one more thing which I wanted to share here with all the other participants is like if we see the momentum of the increase, you'll notice that it is going down. See the size of the candles. Candle number 1, which first green candle. I mean the second one. Yeah, this one, the bigger candle. Yeah, and go on. It's decreasing. The other one is almost similar, and the last 3 candles you can clearly see the difference. The size of the candles are small. It means the momentum of increase is falling down. As we rightly said, now you have gained almost what you were looking for. The Bollinger Band is at high peak, overbought region. So there are multiple indicators to view that. The Vik's point is absolutely correct. And just I want to add here the momentum thing, the concept of momentum, that the pace of increase is now falling down, and you can see there can be at any point where you should exit, otherwise you will experience a heavy downfall. This is point number 1. And number 2, if you see the highs like 145, the price is touching 145 in last 3 sessions, almost 144, 145, but it's not able to break it. The last 3 highs of the candles, You can see 145,
Yes.
then
144, 145.
144. Yeah, 144 to 145. They are just
Yes.
moving in that region. So this is another indication to see that 145 seems to be a resistance, and the price is not able to break that 145 level. Number two, the momentum is decreasing. Number three, the Bollinger Band is also telling you, okay, this might be a time to exit. So you need to plan your things accordingly and look from different perspective. That's what I had to add.
Absolutely right. Now, even if somebody is actually a positional trader and he's watching Renko, the same dates, the correction happens, but then this is Renko is different. Sorry, candlestick will give you the same. Look at this. Same thing. 22nd, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, we are out. Again, what Tahir was just saying, it is not able to cross 145, 144, 145 over here, which gives you an indication. If I'm only using candlesticks, there we were using Heikin Ashi candles. I'm using candlesticks, again it gives you the same indication. And the indicators that warned you on 25th itself, get ready. I'm going to take a small dip. All right. Any further questions on Bollinger, RSI, Williams-R, Heikin Ashi, or Renko? Before I think Kamal and Tahir pick up stocks to discuss.
No, we are good. This is really quite good. It's knowledgeable.
Right? Shall I stop sharing it, or you only have 4 minutes? Kamal, you can pick up any one.
Yeah, ABX we can cover.
ABX. I already have it open. Yeah, I've seen that it's already open. But
The last one.
this one?
Yeah. Just besides.
All right, guys. Now this is ABX, Barrick, and I'm using Yahoo Finance for analysis. Tahir, your comments first before I pick it up.
Carry on, Vivek, carry on.
Carry on? All right.
Yeah.
Now, as for me, if you ask me ABX, this is the price. It is actually, I will give you on a weekly basis also. I'll change it on weekly, I'll show it on a weekly basis also. Now, this is weekly chart, right? November, the low is 28.84. The low is 28.95, 29, 28.60, 28.76, 28.91, 28, and 27.54. The weekly chart is also near the lower Bollinger Band. The 100-day EMA is holding this stock up. This line over here, the dark blue, the purple line is the 100-day EMA. Light blue is 50-day EMA. This orange line is 20-day EMA, which is the mid Bollinger Band. Now, 100-day EMA is again acting as a very strong support for Barrick. It is not allowing it to fall further down. Even after dividend, it did not fall further down. The dividend on 27th of November, it did not allow it to fall further down. It is maintaining its position in between the Bollinger Bands. And after a week, now if I analyze, now on the weekly chart, my RSI is at 37, CCI at minus 85, Williams-R at minus 91. There is a small weekly chart uptrend curving happening over here. Right? So last 2 weeks is curving up. Now this is the weekly one. If I convert this to day chart and you look at it this over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 days and 28 $28 is almost being held. And it has curved up. From this chart, RSI is minus 76. Over here, RSI was minus 97, CCI at minus 156. It moved up immediately. Though they were red candles, that means, so on January 27th, Williamsburg tells you, let's start buying it. And 1, 2, 3, it opens higher, faces resistance and comes down. But 28 still remains as a very strong, 28 or 2750 still remains a very strong support. And last two candles over here, after this doji, the last two candles over here is giving you strength. Plus, the indicators have turned up. I am expecting it to go up to this level. 3070 is what I'm looking at, the first level to look at it. Or higher would be over here. 32, 3185, 32. Now, I was discussing this talk with my son just today evening. I have told him very clearly, buy at 28 and sell at 30. Buy whatever you want for short duration, because we are already holding Barrick for a longer duration. So buy at 28 whenever you get a dip and sell at 30. You get a $2, a 10% or a 8% profit on practically very short-term basis. Or even sell at 29 if you want. Buy at 28, sell at 29.50.